Absolutely. And I mean, I came out of active duty service when electronic health records were just rolling out. So to think about anybody older than me who had paper charts in places, I know that it's not enough to just have an electronic health record that talks to the VA. Matt, I'd love to hear from you about what your call to action is.
I'll give one for each stakeholder, if that's okay.
Great.
So the first one for anybody who is out there struggling with any condition, a patient, you have to be your own best advocate. That's the reality of how the healthcare system works today. And even if you can't be your own best advocate, you have to at least ask for help. There's so many great organizations who are there and are willing to help, but you unfortunately, in this system, you've got to raise your hand and say, hey, I need some help. And that's not a thing that people should avoid doing. Manufacturers, companies like myself, we have to be more creative. I think companies like ours, we have a variety of seed investors, we have Series A, Series B investors who want a return on their money. That's how innovations get fueled. But we have to do a better job of not going the payer or bust route and figuring out a way to assist patients directly when payers are sitting on the sidelines. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'm starting to take a look at in trying to figure out how we might be able to creatively do that. There are some restrictions to that because there are some laws in place that can really burn you if you try to do those things. So you have to structure it very carefully. But we've got to be more creative. Payers, and I'm going to focus it on the policymakers, the people who are making decisions for products such as these, assuming that they're FDA cleared, approved, commercially available, things like that. The people who are making policy decisions and are making coverage determinations, they need to talk to patients. They need to talk to providers. Because I tell you, unfortunately, the reality is that they assume they know what the patient journey is like. They assume they know what the clinician journey is like, and they're making a lot of assumptions. And I don't think that they're doing it. These are all good, kind-hearted people who have the right intentions, but they're busy. But take the chance to talk to 5 patients and 5 clinicians for 20 minutes apiece, because it will likely change your perspective on what many of these people are dealing with, and conditions that you don't think are that big are bigger because they're severe.
Right.
And then I think the last one is clinicians. They're pressed for time. But when that patient's being an advocate for themselves, you gotta listen.
Yeah.
You can't assume that they're like everybody else and apply the same old model. Again, I believe everybody's heart is in the right place, but what happens is we lose out having the right conversations with each other because we're placing something as a priority over patient care and working together. And we just have to get back to that and dedicate ourselves to doing it more.